Hello, church. Hope you're well. Just want to share a couple of verses this morning from Second Chronicles. If you are on the Bible reading plan that we've been going through all year, you'll have read these recently because we're in Second Chronicles, and it's from the life of King Asa of Judah in chapters 14 through 16. And King Asa is a fascinating king, and he's a real picture of a man who starts off well in God's eyes. He's a king who did right and good in the sight of the Lord, but he started off well but drifted towards the end of his life and placed his trust in other things. And I think, it's a real kind of reminder and picture to us that we can start off well, trusting God, relying on him, but it's easy to drift away and place our hope and trust in other things. And King Asa is the epitome of this. In chapter 14, towards the beginning of his reign, the Ethiopians come against him in Judah, and there's a 1 million man army. It's huge, and King Asa just calls out to God. In verse 11 of chapter 14, it says, Asa cried out to the Lord his God and said, Lord, it is nothing for you to help, whether with many or with those who have no power. Help us, O Lord our God, for we rest on you, and in your name we go against this multitude. O Lord, you are our God. Do not let men prevail against you. So King Asa started off and in kind of the face of real kind of struggle, 1 million people coming against you. He cries out to God, and God delivers them. God delivers King Asa and the nation of Judah. And chapter 15 follows on with King Asa making some real reforms in the land of Judah, getting rid of the idols that had kind of plagued the land and turning towards God. But then in chapter 16, another nation comes against Judah. It's the nation of Israel, the northern tribes. And for some reason, King Asa doesn't do what he did when the Ethiopians came. He doesn't cry out to God. Instead, he goes and makes a treaty with Syria. Who knows why he did this, but for some reason he was fearful at the northern tribes, at the nation of Israel coming against him and his people, and he went to Syria for help instead of crying out to God. And in 2 Chronicles 16, just after this treaty, God is displeased with this, and God, we read these verses that are really familiar. You will recognize this. 2 Chronicles 16 verse 9. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong on behalf of those whose heart is loyal to him. Read that again. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong on behalf of those whose heart is loyal to him. God was upset with King Asa who started off so well, trusting and relying on God, crying out to him in his time of need. But for whatever reason, he drifted away from that place of trust and reliance and had placed his trust in worldly things, in other nations, in other peoples, in Syria. But God has one message for him. I'm searching for a person who is loyal towards me, who is going to trust me completely, and that person I will show myself strong on their behalf. And I think it's just a great lesson and picture for us that God is longing to show his power, but we'll do it through people who are relying on him and not on other things. So maybe just a simple reminder today to renew our trust, our reliance, our faith in God, and not in things that can't save, but in him alone. Hope that's encouraging. God bless. Bye-bye.